idea of bonded pairs. There is no clinical literature that I know of. And if somebody finds it or knows about it and can put it in the comments to support the idea of bonded pairs, I'm happy to learn, right? But to my understanding, that is a ploy to get you to adopt two dogs that showed up at a shelter at the same time, right? So like, oh, they're a bonded pair.
They're best friends.
They're best friends. What does that mean? That means they came from the same home. Okay. But like they're going to transition to a new home and many shelters split them up immediately, which I think in that time of transition is actually probably a more healthy solution for them in forming new relationships and having a better outcome long term in their new home than to say, hey, this is a bonded pair. Because whenever they solidify that pair of dogs together, they also solidify the shortcomings of that relationship into the new home. And if the new home is not putting up with that garbage, it actually causes more stress lifelong, right? And so like alleviate the stress on the animals. If you're in animal welfare and you're listening to me, guys, you know that I do a lot of philanthropic work with you. Give me some grace on this and know that you've heard me say it in private, in public. We talk about this in the shelter work that we do in doing behavior basics and, like the shelter training that we do, all pro bono, all for free. We talk about, like bonded pairs aren't real all the time. Now, I have a caveat. If those dogs are older than 14 years old, they deserve it. Just give them the home they need, right? They've given a lifetime in service of people, right? Let them have each other, old Dan, little Ann style. But if we're talking about like, hey, I've got a 2 and a 3-year-old, they're not bonded pair. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. They're going to be way better down the road if you just split those dogs up and let them go to their own homes.